To all the viewers, welcome to tuning in with CGTN. Right now, you are watching the live stream brought to you from the Beijing Expo 2019. So from today, 162 days of the 2019 Expo was started here in Yanqing. Although today is the first day, but it's also a work day. But you can see we have many tourists here. I just tour around. I see many families actually gathering here, and also the tourists by a company or organized by companies. So this is a quite busy place. So the CGTN will bring you many live streams from here. Please stay tuned. So let's start from here. So we start from the Chinese cultural, or we talk about more the Chinese horticultural exhibition. So we talk about actually everything from China, but look at on my left hand side, this is from Shanghai, actually from the very north of China to the very south of China, it's quite different. So the Shanghai Pavilion, the expo is in color white. The white is the main color. I can tell you actually here we've been Shanghai, we've been Beijing, actually for different park or for different parts of the park, actually all with their own features. So we have 34 outdoor parts. So from the different flowers, they can show you the different features and the overall taking up 5,500 square meters. So you're looking right now, this is very open. That's Shanghai themed parts, and on the other side as the park themed in Beijing. And the designer told me just now, they talk about the design for Beijing part. Actually, this is the typical northern part of China features. So we will bring all the things actually hidden inside of the wall, so you don't have any heat outside the walls. So for our first step today, let's go inside the Beijing Park. So to give our viewers more insights of the Beijing Park, we have a special guest as the designer, Mr. Sun. Hello to all. I'm the designer for Beijing Park. So let's start our journey. Okay, so Mr. Sun will show us more insights of how he designed the park and what's the background of the Beijing Park. So talking about what we did before, what's the differences? So normally, basically, we bring you more a royal family look and feel garden. So for today, we don't, because we already choose Beijing as the main place to host the 2019 Expo. So the same for this year, actually, we're more close to our ordinary people. So you like this is a Hutong style. So we talk about that this is our home park. So like the traditional Beijing style, we have the 8 typical things here. So this is the entrance. And there's also quite typical elements you can find in the ancient time Beijing. So we can find this many, the pylon or the memorial gate or archway in Beijing. And we add this in front of the Beijing Park. Actually, you can see flowers here is the Chinese rose. Why we choose Chinese rose? That's the flower representing Beijing. So we have the Chinese rose in front of our door to welcome our guests. And here you can see that's also in the elements of Chinese rose. So this is the mark. So you can see actually this is engraved by the workers, by the artists right here on site. It's not printed, it's engraved or carved right here. So let's go to our main gate. So this is a traditional, like a courtyard of the Beijing. So you can see this is also the graphics. This is also the non-heritage culture. That's also our assets. So this is the front wall. So you need to make a turn. After you make the turn, you look at this hutong. So the Hutong had a beautiful name. So called Tanghua Hutong. So actually you can find all these names in the real life. Why we bring the name here? So you can look at this Tanghua Hutong. So we talk about actually we also take the same pronunciation as a technique to cultivate flowers. That's also have the same pronunciation as Tanghua. So that's represent a one way to really make all the flower blossom. And let's go in. You look at that. This is a peony. So look at the peony actually is not the right season. But if we have this 控花 word, that's the a way to control the flower. Actually, we can control the time of blossom of flowers. And look at here, this is the peony. And we can see many here. And I can tell the smell is so good. I can tell you the fragrance. So actually, we really give you, when we're entering the park, actually we're entering a people's or like the someone's someone's home, and actually not really nowadays. It's more like ancient times. So we trace back in the time, in the history. So we talk about another park or another gate here. This is the Plum Blossom. We also know this is not the right season for the plum blossom, but we also use our way, our technique to control the plum blossom. So that's why you can see the beautiful flowers, you can see the peony, you can see the plum blossom all here. And here actually through this window, that's also one of our techniques. And also think about the ancient painting. We also actually use this kind of way to really capture the snapshot of the beauty. You can see we have the little girl playing here with the flowers, and we also have the way that children playing the tools. And this kind of tools actually in our childhood memory. So the hoop rolling, that's in our childhood. That's quite a favorite tools or the toy we played. And here, this is the chrysanthemum. And we have the different colors, and also we have the larger size and smaller size of chrysanthemum. We talk about these kind of flowers actually also enjoys a long history, and we also actually use chrysanthemum in a wine and in a painting. Actually, that's used in many different ways. And coming up, we talk about actually the place to sell flowers in ancient Beijing. It's actually all these shops open inside the Hutong. So we hope our visitors actually also not only enjoying the scenes and also will bring some flowers back either to your home or to your office. You can decorate your desk in the office. So we talk about the Beijing Park. We talk about the horticulture. It's not the art. It's not only art. It is art piece, but actually that's all can be included into our day-to-day life. You will bring some beauty back to your home to decorate your desk. Actually, you will be a flower and enjoy this beauty in your daily life, because that's also a way to reflect our chase to a better life. So you can see this is another way to look at. So you look at the people in the painting, they're running, they're enjoying the flowers. And this is coming to us. This is a pergola. And we talk about a pergola. That's also one of the features. Actually, you can find a lot of drama or 老舍, that's quite famous. Writers actually in their books or in the drama, actually, a lot of things happened under the pergola. So look at the trees here. You can find the birds, you can find the flowers. Actually, we want to create this kind of the scenes to talk about actually the animals with flowers. Actually, we talk about in the ancient Beijing. Actually, we talk about the interaction between the animals and the flowers. Actually, it's quite a lot of fun there. So we talk about the colors, very vivid and many colors. But we talk about Yanqing. Actually, weather here is not that helping. It's not that warm. So we actually use some techniques to really extend the life cycle of flowers. So you talk about the flowers in different seasons. Actually, all can be controlled here. It's achievable right now. So our visitors can experience all seasons. So we talk about all the flowers here. Actually, we bring them here at their peak time, at the most beautiful time in their life cycle. And let's come to another courtyard. So we talk about actually look at all the decorations here. You look at the graphics, you look at the paintings. Actually, we talk about the flowers, where the horticulture is not only just limited to flowers. You look at the walls, you look at the paintings here. Actually, all included the element of flowers. So you look at the both sides of the door that have the flowers of Chinese flooring, creepable, and we also have the Chinese rose also here. So talk about the Chinese, the courtyard. So talk about the flowers. We talk about the shading here actually. So that's also quite a good place to plant some local flowers or the plants. And you look at this is the fish tank. That's something must to have in the Chinese or Beijing style courtyard. And you look at the fishes inside. And for our visitors, actually, you also can take a photo here. So this is a quite typical outlet of the Beijing courtyard. So all the styles we use that the colored drawing actually follow the ancient style, and this is the Su style colored drawing. So we talk about actually different the graphic. You look at the pomegranate. Actually, that have the stories behind it means like we will have more children or the So I maybe look at this. This is the magpie. So if we have the magpie inside the picture, that also means good news always come to us. So we look at the different elements in the drawings actually that all have their different meanings or the stories behind. So we talk about actually the pomegranate. So we talk about the children's. Or enjoy a good life. So the more science, the more happiness. So that's the ancient culture plus the horticultural element. So this is a typical Beijing style courtyard. So I also can hear the sound of Beijing opera. So we talk about the atypical building of the ancient Beijing style courtyard plus the Beijing opera. Actually, all these will bring our elements back to the ancient Beijing style of life. So there are 8 scenes inside the Beijing park. So actually every step brings you the different look and feeling. So our designers actually use different ways, different angles to provide a different experience for our visitors. So the visitors always tell us actually this is not really a large space of Beijing Park, but actually that's plenty of things to enjoy and to see. So we can see this is the aqua flowers and also some animals inside. So we have another key scene coming to us. So that's the wild plants that's not cultivated. That's the wild flowers and the plants in Yanqing. So I also would like to utilize this opportunity to really draw people's focus to protect the wild animals. So talk about there are 800 kinds of flowers and plants here only inside or just inside the Beijing Park. So let's find a quiet place among this busy place. So just we talk about this, we will coming to a deep place covered by the flowers. So we talk about this is also another storytelling. So in Minden City, there are a couple. They had their own home or the courtyard in Beijing, and they planted flowers and plants, and that's actually the beautiful thing drew a lot of famous artists and writers. So they gave that talk about actually you can find the Chinese rose or the peonies in the spring. Actually, you can find different kinds of flowers and plants around seasons. So we also would like to bring that storytelling into reality, so you can find the Chinese rose or the Chinese herbaceous peony and also different size of chrysanthemum and also the Chinese rose. Actually, when you look at the flowers here actually cultivated by the teachers in universities, we borrow them. And they will come to the peak season, the most beautiful time in their life cycle. And also you can see the plum blossom. Actually, in this small area, you can experience all seasons of flowers. Today is the very first day, so you can see, although it's controlled the number of visitors, still there are many. It's always long line up here. And coming up, it's a stone-featured park. So you can find a lot of stones here. So we talk about actually during the transportation, the plants or the flowers maybe impact during the transportation. Actually, look at this one. This is the dead tree, but we bring that as a scene or decoration here. So look at this on the left hand side, that's a small pond, and right on side, right side. The Chinese pine. And we're coming to the highest point of Beijing Park, so you can look like the Chinese pavilion, and also the whole look of the park. Get across the bridge, and we will show you the key assets of the park on our left hand side. I'll give our viewers a closer look. And this is the villa actually that exists before we had the park. And the diameter actually over 1 meter. We actually have the stones and the rivers to protect our assets, this villa. And this villa, I believe, enjoy really long history. And we have the well-protected meadows around it. So for Beijing Park and the Shanghai Park, actually from the style of buildings quite different. So for Shanghai Park, it's quite open style. But look at the Beijing Park, actually a lot of things, these old beautiful things hidden behind the walls. And the right wall, so you can tell this is quite typical element in Beijing. And we talk about for the outside, you cannot really see this because of this right wall, but from inside, we talk about actually Beijing as quite close to the Empire family. So we talk about this is also can be a red background inside the farm, inside the garden, and you look at the orchid and also the chrysanthemum. And we'll also come into the last scene. And we talk about this is the 100 flowers park. And really these flowers, some from abroad, and some flowers actually will have that domestically, but we modify it. So that's the flowers that be improved or imported. And this one is imported from Spain, and one island of Spain actually were imported into Beijing and also cultivate locally to make sure it can get used to the weather in Beijing. Actually, it's not that easy. Actually, we cultivated for 3 years. So talk about Beijing Park, you can find, of course, we have very traditional style buildings, constructions, and we also have quite many local flowers. And we talk about here, this is the back door. And we talk about we can have really harmonious families and also well preserve our Chinese culture and also carry forward to our next generations. So look back. So for our visitors, we want them to know the harmony between the animals and plants, flowers, and also the harmony in our family life. All the best wishes. So we talk about this is quite meaningful. So this is all for the Beijing Park, and as correspondent in another place. Today is the opening day of the Beijing International Horticultural Expo 2019. We just toured around for the Beijing Park. So this time, I believe, besides everything in green, a lot of things really high tech. So look at the details, look at the lights here. Something different, right? Actually, there is a screen. The screen actually brings you the live picture, and we also have CCTV cameras. And we also have a 5G that's full coverage this time in the All Expo 2019 park. Actually, for each light that can consider us a small station for 5G signals. So we talk about May, we have the opportunity to experience different kinds of the gardens around the world. This time we're gathering more than 110 countries. I believe they're the best or the largest in number of participants. And we talk about what is high tech here. We talk about this time we have more than 1,200 kinds of plants. And we talk about we want to know what exactly they are. So you look at we have the app here. You click it. So the place is actually quite close to the Great Wall. So we also talk about we are at the foot of the Great Wall. That's also the expo at the foot of the Great Wall. So you would like to know what exactly this flower is? You take a picture first and upload to the app, and the app will tell you what it is. And we also have QR code here. You also can scan it, and you know what the flower it is. So that's a flowering crabapple. So this is a really huge place. You really would like to pay a visit here and to experience all the different kinds of flowers and also the technologies. So let me show you a video clip. We talk about actually there are 503 hectares. We can't show you everything in our live stream. So let's first look at our short video clip. So the design is quite unique, featuring high technology. You look at the China Pavilion. You look at what the shape. Actually, the shape is that the traditional the Chinese 如意. And also actually that also helps to block some wind. And then you may ask, what about summer? Actually, for summertime, we also have the doors that help to give you enough ventilation. So look at the butterfly shape building. So that's for butterfly. Actually, the material is used very thin film. So provide you very good lighting, but that's not visible. So that all like 5 colors or more than 5 colors will not really disturb you. So let's look at the 360 degrees. So the VR technologies to show you around. So this is the front door. So this is our VR products available this time for 2019 Expo. So we have our 2 mascots. And we also have a map here. So this is the e-map. So our viewers will know exactly where they are. So we have 7 scenes of the Horticultural Expo. Like we have the key places. We have 4 pavilions. So we have the China Pavilion, we have the International Pavilion, and also we have the butterfly shape that's for the performance building, and we also have the plant or the floral pavilion and also the experience pavilion. So for these key elements or key buildings that you can all have that access to VR views. So we talk about not only 360, that's this time is 720 degrees. So from the sky to the plants, the flowers. So it's really like you yourself really there to look at from the sky to the ground. So this is a green experience to you. Actually, our staff also paid a lot of visits to the different pavilions. So the top location, that's Yongning. For the old areas, that's 503 hectares. So really a huge place. So we don't want to lose inside in the flowers. So we also have this actually the top building or the building at the toppest place. So you can make this as a benchmark so you will not get lost. So the building is overall 27 meters in height. So right now we are in front of the live experience pavilion. So what we can find here? So we have this view from the drone. Actually, you look at the ceilings. Actually, we all have the flowers available there. So let's find more inside. So let's go inside. What we can find. So this is the live experience pavilion. So this wooden. decoration, but also here that's decorated by stones. There's a river nearby, and called Ruishui River, and all this stone actually collected along the Ruishui River. So you can find this different decoration of the wall. So we bring you actually the different village of the northern style of China. So let's find what's really inside. Let's find more excitement. So we talk about actually this lasts for 162 days. Then this is actually the place give you a live monitoring. So this is the ecological meteorological pavilion. So we have our special guest, Mr. Sun. So I believe this is quite different. So let's look at our sky. This is a Fengyun 3 satellite. So that's for the meteorological observation. So look at our sky. So at the integral time period, so that you can look at the orbit start to run. And our Earth, so the satellite, the Fengyun satellite, scan the Earth. And later on, we will see what's the result of this scan. So this is actually a place to experience the meteorological observatory. So let's look at how exactly the weather change. So this is actually a temperature change along the time. So during the past 10,000 years. So this is also showcase the progress made by the human being. So 8,000 years ago, we start to cultivate wild plants and flowers. So the weather actually has been keeping changing, and we actually plant different flowers and plants accordingly. That's also a way to really draw everyone's focus on protect our nature. So look at the screen. So this is a documentary called The Great Beautiful World. And this also showcase the result of environmental civilization. So the lucid water and large mountain. And here this is also the interactive screen. So you look at actually you have the trees, we have the flowers. So we need to plant them, right? And you also can watering. We need sunlight, we need water. So this is kind of a game. So we talk about we need sapling, we need sunlight. Actually, this is really human being need to make your stake of contribution to turn the desert into oasis. So this is actually good for the kids. This is really good games, and also through the games also can really teach them we need water. We need to water the sapling, and the sapling will grow up to the bigger tree. we don't need this. We don't need pollution or anything that will damage our environment. So this is called protect our home. This is a game. Today is Monday. It's 5:45 p.m. Beijing time. We still have visitors here. Select a small tree or the sampling. We choose a sampling. And we need water. And the sunlight. To say this illegal way, we cut the tree. The tree disappeared. So this is a very good way to teach or educate our next generations. So let's look up to our sky. The Fengyun 3 satellite, you can find the orbit. So you can see this is start to operate. So they simulate the Fengyun 3 in the space and scan the Earth. And we will get the Meteorological Observatory, and we will get the results here. So this is what we get from the orbit, from the satellite Fengyun 3. So this is the image we got. So you can find the 7 key planets, and also we have this is the Fengyun 3 satellite. So we scan by one cycle, and we will have a full picture of the Earth. That takes some time. So we talk about the weather. I will always check weather report, but actually here we can really participate in the weather observatory. We all know our birth date, right? But what's the weather exactly on your day of birth? So you can tap in your date of birth and you will check up the weather. This is one of the quite popular program. So what is your birthday? February 21st. So let's check up the weather. Oh, very beautiful day. So it's Wuhan, 1963. So that's February 21st, and a very nice sunny day. So this is based on big data. So this is also called big data on birth. Big data on birthday. So this is a really good activity. So we look at. So need to really tap in your birthday, the date, and also the birthplace. So from Dandong, from northern part of China. So which pavilion you like? So this one is Experience Pavilion. There's a lot of fun here. So the gentleman really enjoyed this activity. Really like to take a picture. So this is meteorological big data on birthday. So you will know exactly how the weather looked like on your day of birth. This is quite fun. I really like to know exactly how the weather looked like. Because actually this is really in the record of history, right? So you know what, you can remember that and take a picture and also check the weather with your family member to see whether their memory is correct or not. All right, the result for this lady. So that's really a snowy day. So the gentleman born in Beijing, Yanqing. So the gentleman actually knew exactly the weather looked like on his birthday. So we will double check whether what he knew is correct. So get ready, make a pose for a picture. All right, a very sunny day, look very beautiful. So August 2nd, 1980. So you said you knew the weather on your birthday, correct? Yes. So big night are quite reliable. So I would like to give it a try. So let's check up the weather on my birthday. Oh, it was snowing. But a good day. It's with a very good sunlight. And you also can take a picture here. Thank you. So this is a very good way for us to know more about meteorological observation, and also based on big data, we knew how the weather looked like on our date of birth. So a lot of technology here to help us to know more about different industry. And this is a VR car. So what do we have here? Today is Monday. I believe a lot of people cannot come in here. And let's look at if you cannot be here, what you can do. This is a 720 degree, because you also can look at the sky, the ceiling and the ground. So this is how it look exactly like. So we look at the Earth, the VR car, the VR camera car actually. It's different from the previous 360-degree car. So what's it different? We had this kind of products, right? Provide 360-degree pictures. So what's different this time? So the VR previous we use just a camera there. So the experience we talk about actually is not really flexible. So we have the car here that is a movable car. So we have our cameras, we also have the transmitters, anything, any equipment if you need, we can all aboard on this car. So give our viewers quite immersive experience. Actually, the car developed by our special guest. A key part, actually, we would like to make our VR movable. We provide a solution, basically. So a lot of people, if really like to taking pictures, so you may have a cameraman inside the picture. So this time, because we have a remote control. Actually, we can control it. So you do not really need people to follow it. So we can have a camera and also the live footage. You do not need additional editing. So this is a big breakthroughs. So before you need a lot of cameras and also a lot of work needs to be done in editing. But this time, actually, this is a quite integrated equipment for us. So we have a lot of different solutions or products or the cutting-edge technologies integrated into this camera, into this equipment, into this car. So this is a 5G car to provide a 720-degree pictures. So, we first stop, and then if we push it forward, then it's moving forward, and also controls going left or right. And it also can go back. Very easy to control. Just use this one remote control. You can control this 5G VR car. So this is a live experience pavilion. This is just one part of it. So you know more about the green environment. We know that's how smart technology help to better understand all these. So my colleague also with our viewers in the International Pavilion. So let's give the microphone to our correspondent. to all the viewers. So just now, you toured the AAA Life Experience Pavilion, and right now we'll bring you the live footage here in front of the International Pavilion. So right now you look at this is the A building of the International Pavilion, and you also look at the A flags, national flags of participants. So we talk about today actually is the very first day, the opening day, but we see a lot of families actually gathering here. So right now it's almost 6 o'clock p.m. Beijing time. So you can see a lot of visitors here. So let me first show you the map. So we really have the map or the guidance provided to our viewers. Make sure you won't be lost in your way. So just now we start the live streams start from the Beijing Pavilion, and then we are here. This is the live experience pavilion. We are right now here in the international. Here we are, International Pavilion. And then let's go inside the International Pavilion to give our viewers some taste, some flavor. So this is the surrounding environment, the surrounding buildings. So this is we are. So that's for each buildings that have the name in a different country's name, like a Indian park or the SCO park, a German park, Qatar park. And let's go inside. Start from German park to Azerbaijan park to Palestine, Turkey park to Qatar park. So that's our way. Let's go inside the German park. So it's the very first day of our Expo 2019. So we choose some highlights to show our viewers. And they also have some green design inside the park. So please stay tuned with CGTN. We will bring you more live coverage to find out exactly what we have. Actually, this is a 122-day grand celebration. So you will have plenty of time. So this is a German building. So the wooden construction. You can see a lot of green, the plants here. So you can see that's all covered by green, by flowers. So this is also talk about the recycle, green recycle concept. Let's go inside. So please follow me. Let's have some look and feel inside the German park. So can I have one back of the seat? So this is a very good design. So let's see how the QR code will be used. So let's go inside. Look at the whole structure. It's a wooden structure plus green. Actually, this is quite typical style, represent Europe countries. And this is 1960s. That's the quite industrial city. So you look at the coal, you look at more industrial style. So nothing really green. But we talk about actually that switched from industrial past to more green development. So from a urban city life to a more natural life to appreciate the nature. So let's look at. So whether you can hear. What we can hear. The birds chirp. Actually, here you can hear the sound of the bird, and this is actually in Germany. This is the plants developed or distributed from the very north part of Germany into the very source part of Germany. So from Alps to the beach. So from the Alps to the Baltic Sea. So this is quite the snapshot of the plants and flowers in Germany. So what else we can hear? So let's look at the back of the seat. So their QR code. So you scan it and then have a listen. There's some introduction in Chinese. So let's see what inside. This is a screen that shows you. So this is an air bubble, and inside what it really have? The bees. So the bees come inside and they have the honey inside. So let's open. This is quite a modern one. So you look and see. The honeycombs. So the actual one, this is the actual honeycombs. So you also look and find some the marks as the honey, and it smells so good. You can smell. And that's also the bee wax. And actually, besides the bee wax, you also can find the smell of honey and the propolis. So what this represents, actually, for the people, you can really cultivate bees in your colony. We talk about how bees change our people's way of life. So we talk about 80% of plants in Germany actually should give the credit to the bees. So they play a key role in the whole system of environment in nature. So we talk about we would like to bring our people's life to nature. So you talk about inside the garden, or that at your balcony, you also can cultivate bees. So this is quite close to the nature, and actually you can hear the sound made by the bees, and also you can really have the bees to do the pollination job. So we talk about a happy life. Actually, wake up by the sound of birds. We also can be waken up by the sound of bees. Another product you have to look at, you cannot miss it. The shoes. Just normal shoes, but it have different story. That's made by coffee. The coffee grounds. And I can tell this one is mushroom. Another product. This is the box of glasses, actually full of vitamin. We talk about this actually made by the orange peel. And this is a coffee cup. And this is made by the sunflower seed. And we talk about material, actually, that's good for degradable. And we talk about the a coffee cup or the a capsule as also use the materials good for the recycling. So we talk about the materials that are very easy for degradation and recycling. So you look at all this material actually can use for either making a coffee cup or a capsule or the chairs and the wheel. So we talk about this rubber wheel as we use the recycling material. And let's go outside. This is a small garden. And corn boots. Waterproof. Yes. This is a rubber boot made by corn. It's a very good waterproof finishing. Rain boots. So why we need this kind of long boots? Let's look at this wooden home. I believe this may be your ideal home to spend your vacation. So we talk about the German people. They rent a land to build a home to celebrate weekends with their family members. And they built this kind of a wooden home. You look at the kitchen, the living room. So we talk about people from urban environment to celebrate vacations or just the weekends in a quite natural way in this natural environment. Look at the coffee pot. And also look at this rubber gloves, what that's for. So they make some works here. And also the rain boots. The plant, the seed. So this is quite kind of the ways. So for the people that live in the urban environment, they can actually spend a lot of quality time with their family members in natural environment. So you can rent a certain area of land or certain land so you can build a home. So this is a different way to enjoy life. So the kitchen and the coffee pot. So this is the German Pavilion. So let's go outside. To another pavilion. As you can see, still right now is the 6:15 p.m. Beijing time. So a lot of visitors. And what they are doing here, food time and enjoying some German beer. And sausage, for sure. So a whole family can enjoy some sausage and also some beer here. So this is a very good place with your family members to spend a weekend here. Okay. So you can see these are their stuff from Germany and what they play as a flower. So this actually the stilt performers. They're in the costume of flowers or trees. So let's go to the other place. If just tuning in with CGTN right now, we bring you the live streaming from 2019 Expo Beijing. This is the map. We are right now just finished our tour in German Pavilion, and we will end the journey in Qatar Park or the Qatar Pavillion. So look at this is international parks. You look at the different pavilion actually named either by a name of a country or like a pavilion named by the international organization. And you also can transport by this electromobile. Of course, you need to buy a ticket. So we don't want you to lose your way. So finish seeing the Seeing the Future. This is a German pavilion. So also make our way out to another pavilion, and also there are a lot of different transportation available for you to get access to the Expo site. And we also have S2 line available for transportation. That's not just prepared for Expo 2019. Actually, that's quite famous in Beijing. The reason behind that's a train had to spring. So through the whole journey of S2, you will see a different, like a cherry blossom and different flowers. That's a very good journey to experience the spring. So if you like to come to Yanqing, you could take S2. So take a Beijing subway line 8 to Huoying station and go to G4 and to take the S2 line. So maybe you cannot really search S2 line. So S2 or the line starting with S2. That's all will bring you here. And ticket for one way, 8 RMB. So one way costs you 8 RMB, and so you can throughout the whole transportation way enjoy the different flowers. And we also have the S2. We also have the shuttle bus at the Yanqing stop and bring you directly from the subway station to the Expo site. So the last the subway available that's around 9:30 p.m. And you also can come here by car. And we talk about the different ways available, the highways. So Beijing Chongli Highway, that also will bring you here. So this is a big area for you to take a rest or enjoy some food. today is the very first day. So we talk about this is a huge area. So last call for the visitors to entering to the park is 6:30 p.m. And in front of us, we are heading to the Azerbaijan Pavilion. So we talk about, we also have the area for visitors. You can wash your hands. We also have the ambulance always standby to provide the service to the visitors. And the luxury look and feel pavilion building will be Turkey one. And this is the state of Palestine, more like a playground for the children. So I can smell the fragrance of flowers. I believe that's the smell of tulip. And we also have a H5 app available for our visitors. So like normally when we see the flower or see a plant, we want to know the knowledge behind. And you cannot really tell the name of that plant or flower. Then you can find a app products. Just use your phone. So this is so take a picture. So let's say this purple one. Take a picture. Upload to the app. So you will know the result of the picture. So this is the result from our app. So there are actually plenty of fun and interesting stuff waiting for you to explore. So you just use our app and you scan scan the code, the QR code. You will find a lot of knowledge. So this is the Pavilion of Turkey. So you can find a hot air balloon. So if you cannot really have the opportunity to tour in Turkey, then I believe this is a place you have to go. So this is the building of Turkey Pavilion. And we believe we find the tulip here. And this is the Pavilion of Turkey. You can see a lot of families are here. A lot of the young kids here. So we need to go up to this, the garden. This is from Qatar. So we will end our live stream from that garden in the air. So just give our viewers some look and taste of our Expo 2019. I believe start from today, you will have a plenty time to explore all these stuffs because that will last for 162 days. So let's go to this garden in the air. So there will always be a long queue, so please behave yourself and wait in the line. So a tree trunk actually support a 5-story building. So this is Qatar Pavillion. So on the right hand side, this is really a big trunk. This is a supporting structure. Basically, this one support 5 stories buildings, and actually there's no one elevator actually can bring you to the 5th floor. So actually this is not a vertical strictly building. So let's clap the stairs. So we cannot really bring everything. We don't want to be a spoiler. So we keep some secrets for our viewers to find out by yourself. So welcome to Qatar. So this is the welcome message in different languages. And this is the inside of our Qatar Pavilion. And some local food. That's next. So the impression of Qatar. So this is the overall look of our Qatar. So we have the concept of 5 trees. So look at the 2 big ones and also the other 3 trees that represent yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So this is a quite local tree that only can find it in Qatar. So that represents the spirit of forging ahead. So we talk about Qatar, actually there are plenty areas covered by the desert. This is also called the life tree, or the tree of life. So you can see the trees actually support the different areas that's all coming together. That's a 5-story building. At the top, this is their garden in the air. So let's to the garden. So this is coming up. This is the first tree. That's the tree of future. So you also can see the Qatar's plan towards future. So also have the plan to build a water reservoir. So by 2022, that's also the place for World Cup. So we don't want to talk too much, but you cannot miss it because Qatar. So they quite know the next World Cup they host. And you look at the next World Cup, Qatar actually made a lot of effort. You look at all these 8 facilities, all these stadiums will be for the next World Cup. Another sports category or another highlight is Qatar Airline. A lot of people maybe you paid a visit to Qatar, you enjoy a service provided by the Qatar Airline. or make your flight connections in Qatar. So we talk about actually Qatar Airline actually provide a very good service, and also I enjoyed their service before.
其实我对卡塔尔最深的印象就是卡塔尔航空了。好，我们超过这些游客，然后悄悄的卡塔尔帆船，在这里我们看一下卡塔尔帆船。
Another sports category is Qatar sailboat. So it's a coastal country. So one of their key transportation tool is the sailboat.
在卡塔尔就之前出行的方式是用帆船，然后现在是飞机了，对吧
？So from the sailboat to Qatar Airline, that's also the way of change in terms of transportation. Look at there. This is a tree of life. So it's not that easy to plant something green on the soil of desert.
泡桐树、无忧花等等。那么在这个旋转向上的这样一个地方呢，大家也可以看到
the Akiri or Kiri.
卡塔尔的这些卡塔尔馆的这样的建造的不同之处。
So you look at a different design in Qatar.
但是我们继续转吧，好吗？我们继续转到顶上，马上即将到达的就是我们的空中花园啦。
So we are heading to the garden in the air. 我们在这儿先看一下外面吧。这个其实已经差不多到第4层了，对不对？对。那么到第4层的时候，其实已经可以觉得自己已经离很远了。So we are right now at the fourth story, and this is the time for us to look back into the history of Qatar.
电动车、接驳车，然后以及这个展区里的游客。那么其实对比今天中午呢，这个展区的游客已经少了很多。毕竟是一个快回家吃晚饭的时间了。
So we are heading to the garden in the air. I cannot wait because this is the place you cannot miss. So I also would like to end our live stream in the garden.
好，我们通过这个楼梯就可以来到空中花园了，需要转一下，摄像老师辛苦了。走，哎，慢点。激动我，没事。所以因为有很多的楼梯和上升的结构和通道，所以他们这边为了安全考虑，也是每次都只放10到15位观众进来。
So for the safety consideration, only 10 to 15 visitors available or get access to the garden in the air each time. So we are here, a garden in the air. Let's enjoy some sets and sounds here.
我们大家游客们上来，第一句话都是哇，哇，呼吸到了新鲜空气。
So a lot of walls here. Breathe the fresh air and also enjoy the scene here. You look at the different buildings. So this is Qatar Park, and we also look at this is the A building of Kyrgyzstan. And also that building is from Cambodia. And this is the A Live Experience Pavilion. So why we have this garden in the air? Because we would like from this park to tell everyone actually to enjoy the beauty of life. This is a well, as also their daily necessity because they get water from the well. Actually, the water we use is underground water. So we talk about the garden in the air. Also, we talk about on the top of the tree of life. We look at this, the prosperous scene. To really let the people enjoy your life, appreciate your life, and also look at everything in green. This is not easy to see all these green, especially for Qatar. It's a country with a lot of desert. So let's also look at us from South Africa, from Central Africa, and Western Africa, and Sudan, and also Angola Pavilion. Turkey and UAE Pavilion. So this is all their neighbors. And look at this one. This is the China Pavilion. So there are some highlights you have to go. So the Beijing Pavilion, the International Pavilion, and also the Live Experience Pavilion. So we talk about the central area and plus.
世界元宇宙呢，就是大家可以远处所以看到的这个国际馆，它面前的
two axle. So there's one axle in front of the International Pavilion.
不是很明显了。
And we don't know whether we can see that the butterfly shape performance building. That's for the yesterday gala evening. In the evening, I hope you'll see that gala. That's the place for yesterday.
今天呢，其实我们也带大家走走，看到了整个中国馆。
So throughout our today's live stream, we'll give our viewers really a bigger picture how the Expo 2019 Beijing, China look like. So we talk about there are the key highlights. We talk about the China Pavilion, the International Pavilion. We talk about the Live Experience Pavilion, and there are a lot of fun part inside the Live Experience Pavilion. You can find a lot of high tech involved. So we only actually see a small part of the whole 2019 Expo Park. So through our live stream, we only see just one side of the park. Actually, you can see we have the Plant Pavilion, the Education Pavilion, and also the Ecological Park. Still waiting for our visitors to find out by yourself. And also please stay tuned with CGTN. We have more live coverage for you to show you more the interesting stuff here. So this is coming to the end of our live stream. Please stay tuned with CGTN. A lot to come. Thank you.